We're gonna circle back just a little bit because there's a few things that I missed during the conversation that myself and the ex-girlfriend had. During our conversation, she let me know that her plan was that they were gonna go back to California. They're not even from the East Coast, they're from California. Asmodeus is from New Jersey, Camden, New Jersey, but the ex-girlfriend and her children, they're actually from California. They have more support in California, more family in California, and that's where they originated from. So that's why they're going back to California. She let me know that they were going back to California and she was going to begin interviewing for positions because, like I said, she's a teacher. And it made me really happy to hear that. I'm a human and I'm a woman. And even if you're going to treat me like shit, I'm going to still wish you the best. Maybe. It depends on who you are. To know that she had a plan and she has a support system, and Asmodeus won't be there, she has a chance. She's still young. She has the rest of her life ahead of her. She has her children. She has her family, and I feel like that's something that's going to be really, really important in her getting everything that she deserves and everything that she needs. When the ex-girlfriend said to me that Asmodeus would be calling me or texting me or whatever the hell it is he does to get in contact with people soon, she said she couldn't understand why he didn't just move in with me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that sounds a lot like, can you just take him, please? Can someone just take this man? Please. Please take him. I don't want to do it anymore. The shit that he did, that's going to leave a scar regardless. That's going to always hurt. It'll heal, but there'll always be some level of dismay for him as an individual, his activities. First and foremost, that man lived with me because it was an emergency. I was having medical issues. That's the only reason why he lived here. That's the only reason why he had a key. And to be completely honest, he was barely here. Those months that he lived here, he was here like once or twice a week. And then after I was nursed back to health, after I was cleared, after I could get my children, he was here more frequently. But prior to that, when he actually had temporary legal custody of my children, he was barely here, which meant my children were barely here, which meant that there were days where I wasn't even scheduled to work and I was paying my babysitter to have my kids. He was barely here. I guess with that knowledge that he even had temporary custody of my children, it kind of seemed like, why didn't you just transition to moving in? I wasn't ready to live with someone. I wasn't ready for cohabitation, especially not with him. Because even though we weren't cohabitating for a long period of time, when I did get my kids back and they did come home, it was like having another child that was 6'2" and almost 200 pounds, if not 200 pounds. That was irresponsible, messy, lazy, needy. The exchange was not a fair exchange. It was very pointless. But I always try to keep in the back of my mind, Connie, it's not all about you, and if you want to have a husband someday, there are some things you're going to have to compromise. And it wasn't even so much that there was so much shit to constantly do when he was here, as much as it was that he would never take the initiative to help to do anything. Like, this is the man that will watch you sit up here and struggle. That's the man. Yeah, he opened doors, but that was literally it. And it's funny, actually, mentioning doors. I remember when things started to go south, he was like, that's why I don't open your door for you anymore. And I noticed he stopped opening the door for me. And I was just like, I don't give a fuck about the damn door. How the fuck you think I've been getting in and out of cars and in and out of establishments all this time? I wasn't holding my breath in the car waiting for you to come and open the door. That's what you took back? Oh my god. Oh my god, what am I gonna do? He would open the door for me. Sweetheart, you act as if you just sat here and said, that's why I'm not paying for half of your rent anymore. That's why I'm not paying your car note anymore. That's why I'm not gonna pay for your health insurance anymore. You talked to... He told me that it was bad luck for me to open doors around him and to never touch a door. Honey, I don't think that was what that was. You were the bad luck. Just period. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting off track. That wasn't actually an option. Just because that man has a Vienna sausage and some testosterone doesn't mean that any single mother or single woman is going to, leave their doors wide open to him coming in. He costs more than he's worth to keep around. That would be a setback for me because he wasn't contributing enough of anything. That's number one. Number two, and I said this respectfully, I said the reason why that man doesn't live with me, the primary reason, the reason that I think he and I can both agree on, is because he cannot trust me. Meaning, he can't trust that he can do everything that he's done to you, to me. He can't trust that there won't be repercussions for that kind of shit. He can't trust me. There's no security here. There's no security whatsoever. He knows he can't do that shit with me. He's comfortable with you, and that's why he continues to lie. He needs you to just do what you've been doing. He needs you to roll over and play dead. He might change for a few days, a few weeks, but then he'll revert back to who he is because that's who he actually is. Like, we're talking about someone who is borderline not human. He would never be comfortable here. He would never feel safe here. He would never have the security that he would be able to do the things that he really obviously enjoys doing, which is screwing people over and lying, manipulating, stealing, robbing, taking, demeaning. He needs to be in a place where he can flourish in all of his darkness, and that is unfortunately with you.